What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 4. Last time, the talks with all the heads of the neighboring nations that are being involved with this Miller Mirage stuff finished. So now we're once again going around talking to everyone on the ship, seeing what everyone has to say, before it leads into the dinner party that they're going to have here with everyone involved. So let's continue on. We're going to talk with Lucy and Claudia here. Sorry, Reen. Here we are talking among ourselves and leaving you out. Heh, I can get going and free up some space. No, please, don't leave on my account. You haven't seen each other in a while. I'm sure you have a lot to talk about. Getting to exchange a few words with you in person has already been a great honor. With luck, we'll meet again to have a longer chat then. You're too humble, Reen. Indeed. That reminds me, weren't you one of the testers for the Orbital Communications Network? I also got a test account from Ren. What would you say exchanging network addresses? Are you sure? Why not? Don't be shy. Princess Claudia doesn't limit her circle of friends to the upper classes. When she enrolled at the academy, she did so under an assumed name in order to be treated like any normal girl. Lucy, I don't need a spokesperson. Okay, in that case, I'll gladly give you my network address. It shouldn't become a diplomatic issue if we're just playing a game together, I hope. Seriously though, Lecter needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. Once both operations begin, it'll be too late. I know, but I don't want to give up hope. I'm sure Leo, Jill, and Hans would agree. I suppose so. I've been in touch with Leo, but I haven't heard from Jill and Hans. How are they doing? Have there been any Jill and Hans? A thing? I guess so. Have there been any developments between them? Something tells me there might have been, but they're not very open about it. Wow. They've been just friends for so long, it may be awkward for them to take the next step. Girl talk, huh? I better not butt in. Well, good for Jill and Hans. Thank you for the invitation, President Rocksmith. There's no need to be so tense in my presence, Machias. Would you like a cup of coffee? There's tea for me, coffee with milk and sugar for Miss Herschel. It would seem Calvert's intelligence agency is staffed with only the very elite. Well, their human resources are going to change now, as the new party takes over for me. Is that right? Toa Herschel, we met at the West Samaria Trade Conference 2 years ago, isn't that right? If my memory doesn't fail me, you had coffee with milk and sugar at the banquet. Your memory is excellent. That's Samuel Rocksmith, president of Calvert. The place will be going after Erebonia. As with most people in power, he easily dominates the atmosphere with his presence. Even though he's on the way out, he's still a very influential man. My, welcome, Ashen Chevalier. Unfortunately, I haven't been informed of what your beverage of choice might be. But since you're well-versed in Eastern culture, perhaps green tea would be to your liking. Oh, thank you, but I only dropped in for a brief chat. I wouldn't want to make a nuisance of myself. I imagine there are plenty of others who'd like to speak with you today. By the way, I wanted to ask for your opinion on your colleague, Toa Herschel. Wouldn't you say that her conflict resolution talents are perfect for CID? President Rocksmith? I didn't see that coming. I heard you were bold, sir, but I never thought you'd suggest something quite that bold. I'm nowhere near as audacious as the Chancellor. Soon, I won't have much authority anymore. However, I really cannot stand seeing young talent not being put to good use. It's quite fortunate we met today. If you have any gifted friends who might be inclined to move to Calvert, let me know. I'll gladly welcome them with open arms. Sorry, no one comes to mind. You're really not one to beat around the bush. Well, that was a conversation. Alright, who's in here now? Huh. I really don't know what to say about this group. Obviously, Randy and Joshua are acquainted. Crow might have heard about Joshua when he was, working alongside Ouroboros during Cold Steel 2. And obviously, Fee and Joshua are part of, the same line of work. Hey, Reen. Don't be a stranger. Come and join us. What have you guys been talking about? Oh, well, yeah, okay. Jaeger troop movements and stuff related to the war. As well as Ouroboros' presumed plans. I've been wondering about those things too. Right now it looks like they're both serving the Imperial government, just like the gnomes. It's a really nasty mix if you ask me. The old Northern Jaegers and Nidhogg are in a different situation though. Yeah, the Imperial Defense Force forced them to cooperate using hostages. They're currently looking for a chance to free them. What they do from now on depends on whose pocket they find themselves in this time. Shirley's a key member of Red Constellation, so you can be sure they're in tune with Ouroboros' schemes. As for Zephyr, the gnomes hired them, but it's ultimately up to the boss what they decide to do. I don't know the details yet. There's also Ouroboros' enhanced Jaegers, the troops the former 3rd Anguis deployed during the incident in Liberal. Yeah, Yuna and the others encountered some in Hamel. Between all of you, you've got quite a decent intelligence network to draw on. You make for a really good team. Yeah. And if there's any info we don't have, the Divine Blade and the Golden Raksha are here too. It's hard to believe Muse managed to get all these guys under one roof. Yeah, a roof that you've been under before. Lloyd, Tia... Oh, right, they did want to talk, huh? It's been a long time since we last met. We haven't had the chance to speak since the trade conference 2 years ago. It's nice to see you again. And you, I'm glad you all seem to be doing well. Lady Mildine, it's also the first time in many years I've had the pleasure to talk with you. While I wouldn't call these the ideal circumstances, I'm delighted. You're a most impressive young lady now. You flatter me. It's good to have time to chat about non-affairs, yes? So you've known each other for a while? Prince Albert was a good friend of my late father. Yes, we met for the first time over a decade ago. Somehow Alfred and I got on fabulously well right from the start. We talk about politics, economics, social issues from evening till early morning hours. The lakes and marshes of Remiferia enchanted Alfred, and he'd often bring his family there. This takes me back. I was just a little girl, but I vaguely remember our visits. I mostly played with your niece. She was the same age as me, I believe. I'd like to see her again. Ah, that's right. You two really liked each other, didn't you? Speaking of your niece... Oh, that's right. I haven't seen her in ages. There have been some rumors going on about her. She's become intractable lately. As her uncle, I want to protect her, but she's certainly not making it easy. Sometimes I think she just does it to spite me. He's gotten real grumbly. He must care a lot about his niece, though he does seem a bit overprotective. Oh, he's always been like this. Apologies for the discretion. I didn't mean to bore you with family issues. Remiferia will gladly provide you with assistance, be it human resources or medical services. If the SSS needs anything, do not hesitate to let me know. Tio, I'm aware of your family situation. If there's anything I can do, thank you for the kind offer. It isn't as bad now. We've been keeping in touch more. Ah, that's a relief. That's right, she was taken from her family, but I guess she was able to reconnect. Prince Albert's a really friendly guy. And Muse's known him for a long time. Looks like she made connections early on. I should say hello to the prince, too. I hope we get to go to Remiferia someday. Yeah, may as well say hi to the prince since he said it. Ah, Mr. Schwarzer. Meeting you has truly been a pleasure, and what fortune that you turned out to be Muse's teacher. He's the best instructor I could ever ask for, too. How wonderful. Perhaps when the world is once again at peace, you can visit Remiferia. It's a beautiful place, and I imagine you would find much to enjoy. We'd be honored. I hope we can visit soon. Sounds like a perfect honeymoon destination. I had no idea your relationship extended beyond that of teacher-student. It doesn't. Please don't take anything she says too seriously. You know, we've actually met Prince Albert on a few occasions. Some of our work for the SSS even involved his direct cooperation. Wow, really? I had no idea. That's not all he's done for us. We have a lot to thank him for. Right, like how he helped out with my parents. That's a surprising amount of shared history. But I guess it makes sense. For a head of state, he seems remarkably open and approachable. He really does, doesn't he? What do you have to say? I'm proud to be present while decisions crucial to Remiferia and other countries are being made. I'll prevent any interference for it to cost my life. Wow. Good for you, Mr. Guard. Huh. What is going on here? Oh! I spy with my little eye Elie Schwarzer, Princess Alpha's trusted friend and a sister to the Ashen Chevalier. You're friends with Lady Mildine too, aren't you? We need to talk. If you have questions about my friends, I'd rather you talk to them directly. I'm no gossip. Oh, I wouldn't try to drag out any embarrassing stories about your friends, nothing of the sort. You're a reporter from Crossbell? So she's your next target on your hunt for a big scoop? Aw, don't make me sound like some kind of fierce predator. The only thing ferocious about me is my intellect. Hold on. Aren't you Ash Carbide? The guy who shot the Emperor? What's the truth behind that story? How did it feel to pull the trigger? Oh crap, what'd I get myself into now? Oh my god, tall gentleman, is that the 8th dominion of the Gralsritter? There are several topics I'd like to interview in depth about. Not that I'm totally in the dark of what you've been up to. Wazzy, Kevin, and Reese have already spilled some beans. What? Has he even met them yet? Did they? Don't be shy, I don't bite. Seems this is the party corner. Brilliant, here comes the hero to join us. Perfect, let's go to empty room over there so we can all talk in private. I'm not against an interview myself, but I'd much rather you didn't hound my friends or family for one. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there, I guess. But if there's anything you could tell me I could quote in the report, like maybe a short comment from each of you, that's not unreasonable, sure. Dude, speak for yourself. What if I gave her dirt on you? You're being a little overprotective. Typical Rain, really. So at least he seems to know Wazzy and Kevin. But when would Grace have ever talked to Kevin? This journalist might be the biggest pain in the ass I've ever met, and that's coming from me. I thought Vivi could be pushy, but this woman operates on another level. Well. Lady talk. Oh, so your mom moved to Arabonia? Yeah, we met her. Yeah, she couldn't stand in Crossbell after splitting with my father, who's Calvardian. So she moved in with some distant relatives of hers in the Empire. That was 10 years ago. Time really does fly by. Oh, I think you've told me about this before. I feel like I'm forgetting something. That rings a bell, actually. Distant relatives of the noble MacDowell family from Crossbell? That would be the Barons of Eastern Lamar, if I'm not correct. How did you... Oh, of course, you're from Lamar yourself. You're right. Family trees can get so sprawling, you can't easily tell who's related to who. In fact, that Baron's family are distant relatives of my family. Oh? Maybe that's why your hair color is the same. That pearl gray shade is definitely unusual, but the two of you have almost the exact same shade. That's right, it runs in the family. We may be very distant cousins, but we share the same blood nonetheless. I would not have put that together. I had no idea. What a pleasant surprise. Aurelia Le Guin, a cousin. Glad to have you as my family, Elie MacDowell. Aw, that's so sweet. Uh-oh. Now I'll tense up every time I talk to Elie. And why would that be, Miss Crawford? Eek, no reason. I suppose this hints at the close ties between Erebony and Crossbill, which stretch back centuries. Crossbill's also been cooperating with Calvert for a long time. And now they're in this awkward position when they have to choose between one ally and the other. This feels so wrong. Oh. Alisa. That's precisely the case. I probably don't have any right to say that considering my own position. No, your honesty is much appreciated. It's wonderful to talk with you, Alisa. Same. Thanks for all the advice, Elie. It's really nice to be in the company of people who really get along. Yes, friendship is beautiful, isn't it? I heard about Ellie's mother, or at least someone who seemed like her, living in an Erebonian town. I guess that's what was nagging at me earlier. Alisa and Elie met in Crossbill and have been good friends ever since. Yuna's friends with both of them. She's an amiable girl. But I wouldn't have seen it coming that they'd be chatting with the principal. How are you doing? Very well, thank you. Just catching up with friends. We've been exchanging messages since we met 3 months ago. We discovered we have some shared interests. Shush, Elie, don't tell him. What interests? Why is Elie so cagey about it? Oh wait, I have an idea. Never mind. Elie, let's talk about that in private. Okay, we're in a similar situation anyway. I'm sure you have nothing to worry about. You'd be surprised. Next to them, I feel like a kid lost in the dark. You'll get there in time. Schwarzer, you could probably learn a thing or two from them as well. I'm not sure what the conversation was about, but I'm always reminded there's plenty for me to learn from others. Yeah, I mean, Lloyd and Reen are both very, airheaded when it comes to, people's feelings. Celine. Hi, I'm Kia Bannings. Ren told me lots about you, Tita. Nice to meet you. I'm Tita Russell. Angelica's here, and this is a problem. I can't believe it, Ren. She's so cute. Yeah, that's how most people react to her. You must be Angelica Rogner? Nice to meet you. I'm Ren Bright. Oh, Lord. Huh? I hear you've been trained in the Taito style by Kilika Roran. Oh, that's cool. Nice to meet you, Angie. Or do you like Jellica better? I've died and gone to heaven. What? Huh? Angelica, are you alright? We're only 2,000 yards above ground, but it seems we're flying close to the heavens. Tito alone is an angel, but the three of you together form an angelic choir. No, remain calm, Angelica. Celine, what's going on here? It's me, I was just having a nap and woke up to this. God, I can't stand it anymore. Angelica? She's faster than lightning. Ah, hug attack, squeeze. Oh, Lord. My life is complete. You're just gonna stand by and let this happen, huh, Reen? I'm just waiting for things to calm down so I can say hello. How could I lose control so easily? Still, I have no regrets. Angelica, please try to calm down. If you get any more whipped up, you'll have a heart attack. That aside, the fact that you're all girls doesn't mean your antics aren't sexual harassment. Thank you! Oh, hey, Celine. Here, kitty. Come on, turn into a cat girl for me, please. Do it to save them from my beastly instincts. Keep your dirty paws off me. Please go take a cold shower or something for all our sakes. Yeah, right. Hey, sorry about Angelica. She's a good person. She's just, well, I'm used to getting hugs, haha. It reminded me of something George told me about her. Yeah? Yes, she may be a practitioner of the Taito style, but her movements there were inhuman. Wasn't she being manipulated by the gnomes? Maybe they did something to her that stuck. Oh, no, she's just like this. I like Angie a lot. You can never have enough cuddles. Sweet Eidos, her cuteness is making my brain melt. Maybe you should give her a chance to cool off, you know, before she explodes or something. Oh boy, we're going away from that nightmare. Oh. I guess Sarah would know. Oh. Would Kurt know? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Cassius, how have you been? When was it we last saw each other? Goodness, 4 years at least. I'm sorry I missed your A-rank promotion ceremony. It coincided with the orbital shutdown phenomenon, so there was no helping it. Thank you for writing my recommendation. Wow, he was one of them? Oh no, he wrote it for A-rank. You're welcome. Have you managed to come to terms with Colonel Valentine's passing away? Yes, I've been lucky to be surrounded by good, supportive friends from the Bracer Guild and my wonderful students. Laura is one of my students, and Kurt's a student of a student. I'm Laura Arcade. You, sir, are a legend. It is truly an honor to meet you in person. I'm very glad to meet you too, Laura. I had the pleasure of working with Victor on the Bracer Guild branch bombing case. He praised you highly. Please accept my sincere sympathy. His loss must have hurt you deeply. Thank you, sir. My father once told me that seeing your prowess with a staff firsthand would be a beneficial experience for me. I believe you were self-taught? Not quite. I learned the basics from a friend. I took the liberty of incorporating teachings of the 8 Leaf School into it. I'm very impressed, sir. Only those who are very talented are able to do so. Kurt, why don't you introduce yourself? Yes. I am Kurt Vander, younger brother of Mueller Vander and nephew of Zex Vander. Pardon me, sir. You're quite the hero. I feel a bit overwhelmed. Take it easy. I'm not all they say about me. I've met your brother and uncle, but I don't believe I've ever spoken to your father. When things calm down a little, I'd like to pay a visit to your folks. I fear I've been rather impolite in not having done so yet. Oh, not at all. I'm sure my mother and father would be thrilled to meet you. Cassius has a lot of connections in both the army and among the Bracers. I could spend the whole evening talking to him about swordplay, but it'd be rude to monopolize him like that. I'll relay your master's message when... yeah. I'll have to be patient. Oh, Reem. Heh, come and join us. Don't mind if I do. By the way, was the Silver Streak an acquaintance of yours, Cassius? Yes, she's a pupil of mine at the guild. It's very odd that she's vanished into thin air. Yes, no one seems to be able to track down her whereabouts. If she wasn't at the Gnomes HQ, could it be possible Ouroboros abducted her? No. Shara has a relative who's among the ranks of Ouroboros. Okay, so Luciola is still part of Ouroboros. I find it hard to believe they'd kidnap her. I think I know what you mean. Charizard mentioned her to me when we went out drinking. Enforcer number 6, the Bewitching Belle, yes? Jubilee. Yep, that's her. She showed up in Liberal during the orbital shutdown, too. But it's unknown whether she's still alive. Oh! Well, maybe not. It seems she hasn't reported back to Ouroboros since that incident. They haven't written her off as dead, though. It's assumed the situation is similar to Blue Blanc's, that she's out there somewhere going about her business. The Silver Streak was like a sister to her, though. She wouldn't keep quiet if Ouroboros had abducted her. I see. We might as well drop that line of investigation. My, if it isn't the Stallritters Jubilee the Swift. You seem very well informed. I could say the same about you, especially considering you don't have ties with Ouroboros yourself. I understand now why the Faceless was remarkably wary of you. My lord is also intrigued by you. If you don't mind, I'd like to hear how you achieve mastery of so many disciplines. Oh. Swordplay, military arts, strategy. Heh, and I hear your master's disciple Arios is just like you. Yes, I've heard rumors about him. Just for reference, if you could tell us if there's any particular trick to it. Not that it impresses me all that much, but both you and Arcade were renowned as the finest swordsman alive, so it must count for something. I can't think of many honors greater than the Maiden of Legend herself taking an interest in me. I wonder who would win. I mean, even 9 games in, we haven't seen Cassius go all out against anybody. Well, ask me anything and I'll try to satisfy your curiosity, although we may not be able to go into so much detail this time. That's fine. First of all, why did you give up the sword and switch to the staff? We know that story. Jubilee's so easy to read, but that's part of her charm. She's polite to everyone and doesn't look down on others, even if they're her enemy. Well, she does, kinda, or she did. As expected of the Steel Maiden's disciple, I look up to her as well. Ah, I thought I sent someone spying from over there. To be honest, I'm honored you think me worthy of your attention, Jubilee the Swift. Guess I should have known I couldn't stay hidden from you. But don't get the wrong idea. I wasn't just sitting over here waiting for your meeting to end or anything. Anyway, I have a few questions about your school's concept of enlightenment. Very well, I can't promise it'll be comprehensive, but I'll tell you what I can. Enlightenment, the state of mastery both Lieutenant General Bright and the Divine Blade of Wind have reached. I'm curious to hear more, but I shouldn't butt in. We're almost done. I think there's a lot that's going to happen after this, so we probably will end before the last group, even though it's going to be on the shorter side of a video. Oh, wow. Now this is a group. Hi, Schwarzer. Hey, guys. You're discussing armed forces movements on different fronts? Rosine, I'm surprised to see you with them. I've got my reasons. As you overheard, we're trying to get a better picture of where each militarized faction is allocating its resources. Besides the Wasteland Army, I wanted to check in with the Bracers and the Armored Divisions, too. I've also been looking into the Armored Division's movements. It seems they've established a new squad. The guilds also keep an eye on the situation. A new squad of the Armored Divisions? Where are they getting the people? The new recruits? We're tracking high-ranking Jaeger Corps movements, engaging the neighboring countries' responses. It'd be helpful to trade info with you guys. I see. And you're also gathering intel on the military's movements, Rosine? As a matter of fact, yes. There's no organization that understands and fears the Great Twilight more than the Septian Church. The details are confidential, but we've already decided on what measures to take. Seriously? I can only imagine what that means. We'll all benefit from cooperating. But in any case, we'll return to Operation Mil Mirage at dinner. For now, let's just take a break. Sounds like a plan. I can't wait to hear the details of the operation, but I've got to be patient. I should walk around some more. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll leave it at... Well, actually, no, it's not going to start immediately. We can handle this one first. Have there been any updates on Hercules? We're still unable to locate them. With the Ramda's stealth function and mobility of a gum chip, they're very hard to track down. We're not going to give up, of course. I heard you requested the Bracer Guild's help with this? Yes, although they haven't been able to dig up any new information since we lost sight of Hercules in the canyon. I heard about that from the guild too. I guess when a special forces squad equipped with the latest technology wants to disappear, it'd take a miracle to track them down. The Ramda. We've seen firsthand in Heimdallar how its spatial projection function can seriously impede pursuit. If they'd only surrender, there'd be room for negotiations with Erebonia. But maybe the curse has progressed too far for that. The Dark Dragon made members of Hercules' squad into its kin back in Heimdallar. The Great Twilight must have taken that and twisted them into Noct Familia. Noct Familia? Those are vampires from Erebonian folklore, if I'm not mistaken. Is there any way to make them human again? It's possible if you act quickly. If you find them within a few days, they should be fine. So that's our time frame. Kayla, let me know if you pick up on their trail. We might be able to help in some capacity. You're volunteering to help? That's much appreciated. Alright, yep, they want us to go back in the center. Alright, so next time we're going to head back in the center, and I think at this point we're ready to have this dinner party. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.